question, Twisted Minds versus Team Liquid, who do you think will win? He's saying Team Liquid. Team Liquid winning 3-2, not 5 versus Twisted Minds.
Might be a little bit of hopefulness coming through here. They want Liquid to win because they don't necessarily want to fight TM again, or do they? First of all, TM and Liquid have to fight out next match. Find out who wins after this.
도미나 쳐줘. 템포 딜라인 노래 템포 부탁해. 딜라인 사필 고양이 피크 슈퍼 보면 이겨.
아웨이
에이 야하. 그래 온다.
일부러 이거 재밌게 하려고 일부러 오는 거야. 준아 몰카인데 재밌지? 몰카인데
Shooting star!
Do your worst, or I will.
Hello! Feeling better yet? We'll show them a trick or two. Kitsune got you! Supernova ready! Greetings, Earthlings! Come closer. I won't bite.
Boom! I'm feeling it!
Prove your skill.
I'm in the mood!
Be uplifted!
Incredibile!
Victory is at hand.
Now we're in orbit! Nice try!
F it up!
Magnifique!
How do I look? Oh,
Oh, yes. Yeah. All right.
The world has changed. A new enemy has risen. The power of Talon, now under my control. This is a fight we cannot lose. The war is here. Let's fight fire with fire. My training is over. Who wants to feel the heat?
I do enjoy a hostile takeover.
Time to show them what we're made of.
Can't live without me? I'm getting into this.
Anyone can make a difference. The choice is yours. Resistance is pointless. Talon is everywhere.
Your divine support has arrived. I have landed among the stars.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Victory will be ours. Blazing a path. I am the Inferno.
Sup? You can't break free. Where are you going?
Domina has arrived.
Got you covered. Good shot, right?
Enemies coming in hot. Can someone heal me? Damn it! Oh! Disgraceful. Rise from the ashes! Cámara! Feeling warm yet? a bowl.
Too easy.
Who's a pretty kitty? You are.
Semi-finals number 2 heating up now for the preseason boot camp of the 2026 OWCS season. I'm Avril here with a vast coming through for match number 2. Twisted Minds versus Team Liquid, defending world champions from EMEA versus the best of North America in Team Liquid.
And this is the long-awaited NA versus EMEA matchup that everyone wants to see at every event for Overwatch. We've had the El Clasico. Now it is time for perhaps El Clasico 2 in terms of the fact that NA versus EMEA, which everyone loves to see.
These two teams have never played.
No, but I'm calling it I'm gonna anoint it El Clasico in spirit just because it's North America versus EMEA. But maybe we can start the tradition now.
It's El Regional, because the two regions have this rivalry always, which is quite fun.
It is. It is extremely fun. I mean, Twisted Minds obviously coming off a world championship in 2025, and Team Liquid, looking to have a bit of a better, I think, run deep in the tournaments comparatively, especially at the end of last year. And this team has a lot of potential. We saw them play, both these squads play earlier, and they've looked great. And Avril, I mean, it's going to be likely a banger, I hope. I mean, we went into Falcons Crazy Raccoon thinking like, oh, Falcons got the clear advantage here. Now look at this. It's like, well, this should be a bit more contested. And I'm hoping we don't get surprised.
Wait, T1. We got crushed by Twisted Minds yesterday. Virtus Pro started to put up a little bit of a fight versus Liquid. But Liquid strike back so hard. As you just see the preparation on Liquid in their powerful Vendetta play was amazing. However, we've also seen incredible Vendetta play out of players like Zest on T1, and Twisted Minds were able to handle that. So Zera on Team Liquid has his work cut out for him. You have the best of both regions coming into this matchup where really no excuses here. EMEA have their number 1 team, NA have their number 1 team. You're not fighting against any 2, 3, 4s or whatever in the ranking. This is the best of NA versus the best of EMEA, and no excuses left to play through.
And certainly no 6 or 7s. Certainly none of those. None of those rosters are going to make it either to this event.
On the phone to Achilleos, I'm getting him back in. I'm making the call.
Good luck, Seth. Good luck. Good luck, buddy. Good luck following up that piece of amazing commentary.
Voss is very in tune with the commentary on the internet with the young crowd, I think.
This caster absolutely commentary mogs. Achilleos cast, spiking his cortisol. But more on today's matchup here, obviously. Twisted Minds, Team Liquid. And this team, I mean, both these squads, I mean, we kind of talked to death already, but they're just both extremely, extremely talented in the region. They have champions on both these rosters, either previously from Overwatch League or from OWCS. And really, it's exciting to see how they continue to develop since yesterday, as they've got more hands, more time on the new heroes. Because remember, we are going to be playing, some maps dedicated to just playing those new heroes, along with allowing them to get played throughout the rest of the series and just develop as the meta develops. And it was a bit of a quieter day yesterday from Quartz, honestly, versus T1, though TVNT picked up that slack heavily and Simple, just really doing some incredible things. So I'm wondering today if maybe Quartz going to come back, surge back here for Twisted Minds a bit more, and we're going to see a little bit more of the Quartz dominance that we're expecting.
Of course, the winner goes on to play Crazy Raccoon in the grand finals. Both these two teams from NA and EMEA have experience against Crazy Raccoon, but reasonably one-sided in terms of results because Liquid haven't beaten Crazy Raccoon. To be fair, they only played them one time. It was the mid-season championship group stage of last year. 2-3, Crazy Raccoon scraped by on a map 5, and I think Team Liquid would love to get that rematch in. The Twisted Minds, though, they've also played Crazy Raccoon 2 times, beat them twice, including at the World Finals to send them into the lower bracket, and now a World Championship team on your screen again, walking up as you might even potentially say boot camp favorites.
Yeah, that would not be unreasonable at all. This roster looking incredible here, looking very strong yesterday as well. And that's the thing about a World Championship level team, is that they have players that someone's a little bit quiet or someone else steps up. And we saw that performance out of TVNT showing his flexibility, and overall this roster just very well poised for the meta. When you look at their strengths, when you see how strong, you know, still playing kind of a rush style can be at times, and even showing very good proficiency on the newer heroes.
Of course, map number 1, we are required to play through all 5 of the new heroes, and to decide who gets to choose map number 1, we will have a 1v1 subsequently as well. But looking at the starting lineup, no surprises. UB still not in for the time being because On-Run is required to be played. That'll be piloted by Jwoo. Waiting to see if in maps 2 and onwards, if UB is going to bring his captaincy and his Symmetra to bear.
And that is definitely an interesting question, right? Is where does UB fit into this roster? UB's talked a little bit about how they knew that maybe Sim not quite as relevant, so they're spending some more time without UB playing, rather having Jwoo.
It was actually because of the Sim bug. He didn't play because he knew about the bug. But
yeah, I saw that, but I'm hoping that, I mean, it would be very funny if that was the case, and then UB's like, I know about this bug that gave us a giant technical issue yesterday and just never told anyone about it. But I'm gonna take the best faith interpretation and say that he did report it, or perhaps I was misinterpreting.
But there's no bug now.
Because if so, yeah, there's no bug now. They fixed it. But if that is true, UB, I will say you cost us 2 hours yesterday, buddy. Cost us 2 hours. We'd like to know, like a little heads up.
Yeah, we could have charged 1 Jumbin Earth Shatter in that time. So, UB, we'll see if the Symmetra does come on through, because I think Sim is playable. We've seen Checkmate pull that through. Team Liquid, though, they're not going to be pulling that hero out. Extremely unlikely. Tree and Zero leading the way. The DPS lane, very flexible, very powerful. Both of them absolutely dominating Virtus Pro for the most part, except for that one map that we had in the middle. Solid backline that have been together for their 3rd year now in a row, and of course Infected. I think the best tank in North America, certainly the most flexible tank in North America. Team Liquid are stacked top to bottom, and it's a #1 versus #1 fight regionally that I think both teams have been looking forward to for some time, because as I mentioned, these two teams have never played against each other.
And that's why we're now calling it, we will all start calling it now the secondary of Classico. We'll start now calling it that.
The Twisted Liquid Bowl.
The Twisted Liquid Bowl here. But really, I mean, the story of yesterday for this squad is that they, obviously we knew going in they had a lot of talent, but they had such a good grasp, I think, of the meta in general. Such good fundamentals. Zero continuing to be a player that is a humongous difference maker and someone that can make plays for this squad. And you look at just the overall flexibility of this team, they're looking very, very strong heading into it. And as a reminder, for our first map of the series, we are going to be playing the 5 new heroes exclusively here for Season 1 for this first map.
And a 1v1 preceding that to sort of decide what map we're going to get taken to and who gets first map choice between our two teams. Then maps 2 onwards, bans available. The 5 heroes you see on screen, the Season 1 heroes cannot be banned in that ban phase, and then we'll, if necessary, go to a final map. And on that final map, Dominant must be played and bans are turned off. So that's exactly the format we followed in our first semi-final, where we did go to 5 maps. For Twisted Minds, seeing them make short work of T1 yesterday, seeing VP as well, and make short work of by Team Liquid. I mean, both teams largely cruising through their quarterfinals to get here.
Yeah, definitely a meeting of giants here at this point. And we're really lucky to be having the caliber of games that we're getting this early in the season here, thanks to boot camp with Chris Raccoon Falcons before this, and now this matchup, hopefully. And continue to see just the adaptations they're making, what they're going to use across this new roster, this new cast of heroes, which have added a lot of very interesting gameplay elements, especially with that hotfix that came through with some of these buffs and these changes. And, you know, heading into the series, I'm very interested to see what the 1v1 who those participants are going to be as well.
Jwoo,
because honestly, it did. Jwoo Tree. Okay, Jwoo Tree. Do we know the hero?
Probably a DPS, but unsure what the DPS is. And obviously, you have a bit of a role mismatch here, where despite both being DPS plays, Tree slightly more favored towards a hit scan. Jwoo definitely a flex DPS projectile player. That being said, though, and we talked about this yesterday as well, Tree, he's flexible enough that he's essentially in the hyperflex category now, where he can swap between hit scan and projectile. So if it is on run, I mean, Tree could probably pilot that here. If it's Omre, I mean, it's very obvious that Tree is going to be favoring that here. I don't know that Joe would be as comfortable, but we could be thrown for a mixer. It could actually be any of the heroes. It could be a support, could be the Domino. I mean, we've seen some of that yesterday as well, but we'll kick things out, see what they lock in, and see who wins this one.
Thrown into the mixer. What are we, Shroud?
I understood that reference.
Yeah, you like that one? So the 1v1, the rollout's going to be happening here. It is Onrun, it is Tree and Jwoo here for the 1v1 to determine the map pick.
And it's crazy that he thought Ninja was there first, but anyway, I digress. Onrun 1v1. Of course, in the actual map one that we'll see after this, Zero would typically actually be playing the Onrun, so Tree having the trust the team put into him at this stage in time. It's a lot of this building up of the fire damage and then using the right-click fan. Burner Rush, it's just gonna be a full engage here. This is it, it's all done. Tree comes out on top. Speaking of Ninja, that was a bit of a ninjutsu battle at the end.
It really feels like when you see the Onrun 1v1 there, so much of it, like you talked about, is based off the ignition, and then you get that increase in damage with the right click with the fan to flames right after. And when you hit, like, rather if it's the, you know, the Dancing Blaze, the E, or the Inferno Rush on the left shift, they also just add a set amount of ignition. So it's just a lot of damage that can stack up really quickly. And you see just Tree with the immediate turn just hits a crucial bit of shots there, wins the 1v1, so map pick going the way for Team Liquid. And that's part of what makes Onrun such an interesting hero, and her role in that sort of like flanker class of, okay, we have someone that is able to kind of fit that Tracer Genji role. She struggles a bit to have the utility of those heroes right now, but she has a really cool overall kit and design built around the ignition and the ability to just stack up that damage really quickly and get in very fast.
We started out on Lijiang Tower. We will remain on Lijiang Tower for our opening map. This was our closing map of the 5-map series between Falcons and Crazy Raccoon, and off for Twisted Liquid here in this matchup. It's going to be the beginning stages. Of course, as a reminder, again, you have to play all 5 of the new Season 1 heroes. No swaps allowed here. Quartz versus Tree. Going to be a big battle. We saw Jwoo versus Tree in the 1v1, but Quartz is the guy to look out for on this team for Twisted Minds. 75% of the audience favoring the defending world champions, particularly in how dominant they look versus T1 yesterday. Of course, in yesterday's game as well, TVNT, the tank player, in the middle of your screen there, the player that actually received that award for his amazing diva play and the clutch ball swap as well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you have to give obviously a lot of respect to Twisted Minds for their being previous world championships. You see the quintessential quartz spray down there for the mouse pad, getting a little bit of removing that friction, which aim trainers everywhere and people obsessed with the aim community, they're always watching these little quirks like that.
Everyone going for Twisted Minds, by the way. And I think that might just be true across the board. I don't know. Did any other casters end up going for Team Liquid? Let's find out. Do get it twisted,
Not us.
Do get it twisted. Everyone went for Twisted Minds.
It wasn't us. We definitely
We've never
were
been
not.
wrong before, clearly, so it's fine.
No, we've never been wrong. I think in this case, though, there's beauty and power in numbers of, you know, if we're wrong, everyone's wrong. And realistically, don't get me wrong, I would love to see Liquid win this match, to have North America. I mean, whenever North America beats EMEA, we can walk away and be very happy, especially since, considering the GK situation is, you know, they don't really have, they're not here, and they don't have that mixed European roster where sometimes the cope comes out. It's like, oh, it was a European roster, European players on the squad, non-NA players. But Liquid, I mean, you're looking at a very North American roster.
Yeah.
And, you know, winning here would be a big win for North America overall.
Yeah, I mean, we look at that Team Liquid roster, packed to the rafters with talent, representing the red, white, and blue. Speaking of blue, I mean, all their jerseys have that on, actually. Lighter shade and the darker shade. A couple of the top players in the world from Saudi Arabia on that Twisted Minds team, with some very powerful international talent mixed in as well. Jwoo, the new addition to this team, bringing in his really powerful flex DPS capabilities. His mechanical ability is very, very strong. Question will just be, has he had enough time to gel with the team? Has he had enough time to work through any potential communication difficulties? And as we head into map number 1, Team Liquid up to the test here to dethrone the world champions. OWCS Bootcamp Match 2, Day 3 starts now.
And there are the fans again, working together to get the chants going. Love a little bit of cooperation. Some of the non-hometown heroes here at the arena. And as like we were talking about, 5 new heroes on the board. Both these squads for the first map. Mandated Season 1 roster. The new roster. You see a bit of a jetpack cat tack scene here for the Dominas to be expected.
Both teams delivering the Dominas straight over towards the dojo. Side map control. The point unlocks. TVNT versus Infected is Infected. A pretty good matchup into Ice Nom yesterday. TVNT, as we talked about, player of the match on that tank position for Twisted Minds against T1.
Doing a little bit of duel right now, a little bit of poke as RuPaul going in. There's the binding chain. Trying to lock down TVNT. He takes a lot of damage, but look at the lifeline there from Funny Astro. Just bringing them out. Saving them from that pressure. And the first cast goes away at Twisted Minds to just prioritize that point.
Especially pulling TVNT towards the point as well, into the loving embrace of the rest of the team members. A couple of low members, Quartz especially, might be under pressure if Zero can reach the back line, but his position on the side flank has been marked. Team Liquid's health looking largely good at the moment as both teams trying to charge up these ultimates. Funny Astro leading the way. Zero still low HP, still needs to be healed. Liquid wanting to enter from the front as Tree just has his sights on the side as RuPaul also testing the boundaries of the map.
Really good flank pressure coming out from Liquid, but still no cap time, no pressure, too much on the point right now. As Astro gonna commit the catnapper, just gonna take Infected into the rest of the team, trying to bring him in. Can they finish him off?
It's Jaewoo though. Jaewoo and Quartz coming out on top of all of this. Team Liquid, not enough in the tank. Vega, no ultimate here. Probably, I think, chased after TVNT, but smartly, Funny Astro, as you sort of noted there, didn't try and drag Infected off the map, but instead just dragging him out of position so that his team can get an early pick. And Jaewoo and Quartz using that advantage, striking on Team Liquid for the first fight win.
Quartz peeking there, getting some of those right-click headshots there, where Imra does bring a bit of that burst damage if you're taking that take aim. Now, Twisted Mind still holding the point. 4 ults going to be on the board. Liquid, though, pretty big ults. They do have that Jetpack Cat ult available, so those use this. Okay, already. Pop the Ember trying to get on in.
Big. Quartz shut down there. You can see as well Vega flying into the sky in Quartz's face to make sure he'll self-damage to himself, and Vega continues that trend into another DPS as Team Liquid strike back with a vengeance, and not too late yet either, because 87%. Twisted Minds were nearly reaching that last fight territory. Team Liquid needed that.
Yeah, Team Liquid just using the pressure from those ults across the board. The Sanctuary from RuPaul making sure that none of Quartz's damage go through, and even if they want to pop the Panopticon, they're not worried about some of the outside pressure there. And they're still holding on here to the Catnap here for Vega, means that they can just look for one person to take. As they go for the cross, they try to get this pressure here on the point. There is still a lot of environmental hazard, or they could do what Astro did before, right? Take one player, maybe TVNT, bring him into the rest of the team, finish him off really quickly. The chain not hitting.
Okay, and off the map we go. Vega attempting to make that play happen. Jaewoo, though, has the ult available. The Milligan Ascent indeed, and descending into RuPaul and Tree, finding out about just how hot Twisted Minds can get. TVNT gets stunned up. Jaewoo on 1 HP, but it doesn't seem to matter here as Infected falls next. TVNT gets the better of him, and Team Liquid don't have numbers left. Vega slightly late death, 90% in counting. Liquid need to touch, and Zero looks like the only one that can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be Zero here. There's no one else really available. Vega's still coming back from spawn, but the pressure, the poke, they gotta get in there finally. Gonna get the touch. So OT gonna be triggered, and they are gonna bring Infected back, but there's no ults here on the board. After holding on to that Catnapper, and likely Twisted Mind coming up.
Oh, the prediction. Nice plays from Funny Astro. Looking to drop him off the map. Infected gone as well. And that will be the map, or rather the round, I should say, going over to Twisted Minds. But man, that second to last fight, brutal. As Vega desperately trying to get Jaewoo off the map, and Jaewoo responds by saying, let me fly into the sky with this ultimate, drop down and get 2 kills on that same ult, and completely pushing Liquid off the map and forcing them to a very unfavorable spot.
Yeah, really, that is I think the crux of this fight, is that they had a decent position there, but just Vega finding Jaewoo, probably the worst possible target there. The Vermilion was up, Jaewoo could just make it back, and then gets 2 off of it, thinking that maybe they had gotten the kill there, gotten the elim. So now first round goes the way of Twisted Minds here. Roll out here for another. And expect potentially, since it doesn't look like they're going to try to commit to take the Mega Pack here, they're going to instead focus for the White Room for Twisted Minds.
And by the way, you see how much more aggressive the Cat players are in this opening map as well, because you know there's no Sojin on the other side of the map. It's going to be Ombre the entire way through. not as much burst threat. You can afford to be a little bit greedy. You can afford to play a little bit more aggressive, knowing that the Umbreys aren't just going to one-tap you like a Soj would. So have to respect the damage over time, though. The sustained damage from the Umbrey can be pretty dangerous, as TVNT is finding out right now.
Oh, well, getting found as well. Jwoo trying to get the chase, but Vega chased out very low. Zera backed out as well, so already the position here for Twisted Minds very good. Effective, looking to anchor the point, but pretty low. Likely going to go down. Let's see Liquid.
Mechanics once again.
Up.
Showing what he's worth. Quartz and Simple also getting the clean here. Liquid again, not going to be favorable in this opening fight. And that's considering the fact that also you had Tree on the high ground. He had coast control. Doesn't matter. Twisted Minds still find their opening. Quartz chained up. Still healthy. Funny Astro first to ult.
Yeah, and that's also, I mean, just kind of the problem there too, is that Astro already, once again, getting that early jetpack at ult here. This upcoming fight, just to remove one person, could take him off the map and just start a snowball.
It will require Vega to keep tabs on who Funny Astro goes for. RuPaul getting a bit of damage there as well. Tree once again playing on the sidelines here. Wanted to control the flanking angle. Funny Astro ready to go. Looking for the target. He has caught the on-runner Zera, but not the best target unless you just drag him into a team. Again, smart that he's not going for plays off the map. Just wants to get the kills. Quartz has been traded though. Simple as ultimate available. Infected Panopticon has been spent. Infected has managed to get the best of Simple in that environment. It looks like Team Liquid have done enough. A late catnap ultimate from Vega to see if it ends up really providing the utility required, and Vega will just use to get a solo kill to Funny Astro.
Now it's going to be coming up here on TVNT. It's a long fight, 60% probably. Nearly 60% to Twisted Minds, but the Panopticon from Infected just making sure they couldn't follow up off that early ult from Funny Astro, and they just played around that damage, got those very critical picks, and then Vega popping another smart catnapper, and okay, pause coming down. We'll see what it is, if it's technical related, more than likely. It looks like it's Vega, since they're all pointing and looking at his screen currently. I mean, I'm taking my context clues and assuming it's likely Vega.
Speaking of context, game right now sits at 57 to 9% in favor of Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds, of course, also having that first round victory on Lijiang that we saw. Vega has a mic issue at the moment that we'll sort out for his team. Liquid won the most recent fight with a flip. RuPaul and Tree sitting on ultimate. Zera at 86. Jwoo at 92. Quartz and TVNT sitting on ultimates as well. So both teams looking poised to have some good approaches on the way through, but I think that Sanctuary from RuPaul will be a difference maker, especially given that Quartz will have all his damage blocked.
That's happening here for Twisted Minds. Ult's going to be pretty strong here for both these squads, but in particular the Panopticon, which is so good for just punishing someone, setting up the fight early. It's okay, Override Protocol out for Quartz and Tree, both looking for a bit of a duel here from the Amra.
Well, again, you can see players trying to get in the faces of these players. Tree! Air-to-air missiles. Fighter jets out here. Top Gun Maverick. Tree is going to take his opponents down, and for Twisted Minds, the rest will soon follow. Team Liquid, another successful fight. Push them forward and take over on that 57%.
Might be one of the most impactful Imra plays we've seen yet in the entire tournament. I mean, Imra, I just feel like his kit is really interesting, really cool. But it's so hard to get value out of particularly ult just because of the speed sometimes. And right there, Tree hitting a nasty shot now. So Twisted Minds having to look for the recontest. They do have the Panopticon, but Infected not too far away. And TVNT only finding Infected here. And they're going to be punished though.
One kill sometimes is all you need in a 5v5 game, and Tree knows it because one kill back can just give his team the advantage as well. 3 versus 3 now, 2 supports alive with Zera on Team Liquid. But TVNT as the tank is still in the mix for Twisted Minds. Note that the cap is still in favor of Liquid, and Zera cleans up and gets these final few kills. This might be a Liquid point.
There's the chain too, making sure they couldn't chase Zera anymore. The double support pocket for Zera. Twisted Minds gonna have to come back for one last contest. It is possible when you have a jetpack hat on the field. You do have some fast heroes, but likely Vega gonna be looking for this. Everyone gonna be hunting for Funny Astro.
Touch has to be initiated here. Tree controlling the flank as usual. Vega there with him. Funny Astro, somebody on Twisted Minds certainly has managed to get that touch indeed. Infected once more has ultimate available. Uses the Vega also ultimate there as well. But with Zera and Vega getting these kills, dragging players off the map as well to follow through. Only Jwoo in response for TM. It might not be enough. Zera doesn't care about anything else TM has to offer on this control center. Tied up now in Lijiang Tower map 1, 1-1.
And Zera just dropping the Onron ult in return. Comparatively what happened with, with Jwoo earlier in the first round, using that Vermilion Ascent to get on up, take out Funny Astro. And that's just a really tough fight because you're walking in, all that damage, you're walking into those ults. You have to keep one person at least anchored on the point there. And when you have, Jetpack had ults to deal with, you're going to have to be removing someone from that. So tied up 1-1 now. And Tree, putting on a great performance, but Jwoo equaling that currently. But the real name of the game is, once again, look at Vega on the Jetpack Cat. So, that character in general, that hero, so good at finding final blows and getting the limbs, being in the fight with that mobility.
Mobility from Funny Astro here to early drag TVNT into the side rooms as we're going to play opposite sides of the map. Team Liquid have opted to go to point early, Twisted Minds have opted to take side rooms early. And now the approach is Liquid in a defensive position. TM have to push through front.
Ward's putting some good poke so far here on the Imra. They're just waiting for the point to unlock here. Poking going back and forth currently. It's Liquid now going for the wraparound here. You see them both, Vega and Tree.
Good grenade damage. Tree with the protection shot in simple. RuPaul falls as well though, so this is still a 2-for-2 trade. 3v3 once again for these two teams. No tank for Twisted Minds. Liquid still is infected. Now this is just going to be opportunity again for Jwoo or somebody to go for that carry. Stunned up into the wall, Tree takes advantage, and Team Liquid off the back of Infected still being in the tank, repulsors in hand. They will get the first cap, the first time, by the way, in all of the 3 rounds.
And a beautiful flank there from Liquid. Vega, Tree, playing that really long flank, getting a lot of value as Vega's hunting. Looking at a little bit of info here. You got another hidden value here for the cat. You can just see so much of the map. You can get around, take those angles. Now they're going to know where Twisted Minds are at, looking to approach the point. Bit of an ult advantage here for Team Liquid.
Of course, he's expecting, right, that maybe Funny Astro's dragging TVNT across the sky. But in fact, TM will once again approach from main. Team Liquid has the advantage of defending here. However, aggression being put onto Infected. No save there, no opportunity to keep him alive. As Vega tries to drag a player off the map, successfully will do so. Jwoo trades 0, 3v3 again. But TVNT is live. Funny Astro still has a can there, but might just deploy it in the middle of this fight. Unless Tree can get some more damage done. Tree might just be able to save the day for his own team. Vega, you talked about how much damage and impact he had. Well, he's displaying once again with a 3K.
I'm loving Tree's movement and the picks in general here. And additionally, that major perfect Imra that Tree picked there, the heatsink, lets him just keep getting more shots for that pistol, that lifesteal pistol that comes on out. So when you pop it, you can keep yourself sustainable in that fight, make sure that it doesn't go down to TVNT. And now another recontest here for Twisted Minds. Panopticon about to be up, but it can be equaled here by Infected. They are going to have the option. Funny Astro's ult, just looking for someone here on the edge.
Funny Astro going in. Infected looking like he's getting dragged right now into the team, and TVNT will take clear advantage of that 1-0. Wanting to get some revenge here. TVNT throwing in the Panopticon. Team Liquid still need more. Twisted Minds, they have good damage, they have good survivability, and they have a good chance now to turn this around, get the flip over. Liquid may be in the lead, but Twisted Minds have found their fight.
Great fight there from Twisted Minds off of really just that displacement that comes out from Funny Astro again, who's just using it as a way, almost like a Roadhog hook, Instead of trying to view it as an environmental kill, let's just use it as displacement entirely. Every time, set up that fight, especially when considering the Dominant just doesn't have any movement abilities to return to her team necessarily. But Team Liquid now holding on to double support for this fight, especially with the Kick-Axe Sanctuary, you're going to be so strong here for the point. Twisted Minds going to ideally want to try to win the fight on the flank.
Tree as well. Got that ultimate coming online. Sanctuary being dropped a little early. RuPaul and Infected will use that. Vega as well. Ulting Twisted Minds. They have to reset quickly here. Their team is completely routed. TVNT gets one in the trade, but he's going to die late. Team are going to get 54% here. Liquid are not close enough to force a 1 fight. But by the time that TM comes back, it will be a must-win. Watching the flank angle now is Tree.
Okay, 85 on the board here for Liquid. Override Protocol, gonna be up. Once again here for Tree, who has been getting a lot of use out of it currently. It looks like, once again, the flank pressure coming out from Twisted Minds. This Tree gonna pop the ult here, trying to find anything here on the point.
The kill. Infected's already gone out again. Tree's trying to even things up a little bit, but he's not finding the shots. Zero does, however, instantly traded. Funny Astro, mind you, still has a bit available. Quartz, big shots coming on through, and Tree can't do enough this fight. Infected dying as early as he did, unfortunately, will end up costing Liquid that fight, but they did get the flip. So Twisted Minds still stuck on 54% at the start of that.
this is actually a pretty good situation for Twisted Minds. RuPaul has to be careful. Very low. I take a bit of damage there from Quartz, but the Panopticon's up. Double DPS ult. Not too far away from the Kekai Sanctuary either for Simple. So a lot of tools in the kit here for Twisted Minds. And for Liquid, they have time to give. They can play it slow, build some ults, look for a pick as Quartz takes that damage there. I mean, it's just the sticky there for the perks. Retreat, huge.
Speaking of sticking, how about Funny Asher sticks a play in the middle of nowhere, Infected looking to get dragged, but Vega gets the better of Funny Asher. Another double kill. Vega looking like the most impactful play in the lobby. At times a triple here. TVNT off the map, and Liquid, I think they've taken the map.
They definitely have here. That's going to be the map for Team Liquid, taking the first map of the series here in the NA versus EMEA showdown at Boot Camp. And Vega, I mean, we've talked about Jetpack Cat a lot in the hands of these really mechanically solid, fundamentally sound support players, and Vega showing again the value. But for me, honestly, I'm shouting out Tree here just because Tree, that felt like one of the more impactful IMRA performances we've seen so far here at the event. I feel like his mash with the hero is honestly pretty high already. And it's tough because his kit is strong, but it lags behind some of those other hitscan heroes at times, what we've seen, which is why we haven't seen IMRA pick quite as much once we get off this mandated composition for the first map. But I'm really impressed there by Team Liquid on their usage of the new heroes.
Words being spoken to by the coaching staff, Kasaurus and Danning there for Team Liquid, as the work is not yet done. Map 2 and onwards, we're going to be opening up the hero pool. No more mandated heroes required to be played. This is where Twisted Minds are going to get dangerous. I mean, so will Team Liquid, as Twisted Minds taking their first map loss so far of Boot Camp. They went flawless versus T1 yesterday, but that flawless streak ends now. Team Liquid with map 1. Let's see what happens on map 2 after this.
Missing one. Oh, no. Under one. I'm on one. Heal me. Just I'm right.
They can't touch.
Where's Emre?
They can't touch.
Yeah, that one point we just need a better scouting. I didn't see.
Yes.